All right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and open the meeting. All right, good evening. This is the June 14th, 2022 Board of Selectmen's meeting, or Select Board meeting.
That needs to stay open for now?
And it
take this chair.
Yeah, just needs to stay open for now. Would everybody, everybody just go ahead and rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first item is that we're gonna enter executive session in a joint meeting with the ZBA under exemption 3 to discuss the strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on bargaining or litigating position of the public body, and the chair so declares. I do so declare. Can I get a motion to enter executive session under exemption 3 and with the intent to return to open meeting for our standard business?
I will give that motion.
I'll second it.
Karen, for the record, that's to discuss Florida v. the ZBA.
Okay, roll call on that. So
Joliker, aye.
Coughlin, aye. Now we can close the doors. All right, welcome back to open session for the June 14th, 2022 Select Board meeting. And the first item of new business, well, first is we were gonna receive the report on the warrant signed.
Okay. I had approved warrants, payroll warrant, expense warrant, and withholdings last week, and then I approved more today. And the expense warrant for 5/31/22 for $259,755.57. A payroll warrant for 6/1/22 for $195,989.15. Withholding warrant for 6/1/22 for $33,724.35. An expense warrant for 6/12/22 for $352,296.60. Payroll warrant for 6/15/22 for $192,747.15. And then a withholding warrant from 6/15/22 for $34,443.70.
All right, great. So next is new business Central Street bid, RAP funding, FY23 roadwork plan from the Highway Superintendent, Mr. Ryan Pointgrand.
You want to start with Central Street?
Sure.
All right, so we opened bids over a week ago now, but Precise Paving came in low bidder at $679, $555.
I didn't catch that, Ryan.
Yep, it's Precise Paving,
Yeah.
and their bid total was $679, $555, and that's with, there's like an alternate in this bid package. That's with the alternate. That's the whole deal. Number 2 was Mass West Construction at $742, $588. And number 3 was Rishardi, $773, $625.75.
So who's the one, Ryan, that you awarded the contract to?
So we haven't awarded the
We haven't
contract
awarded
yet,
it
but
yet.
I want to award it to Precise Paving.
For sign, okay.
All right,
That-
so
and they were
there's no reason to there's no reasons that you're aware of to preclude them where they're the lowest bidder.
Right. It makes sense. They're a paving company. So I think the price difference is because they can do all the paving in-house, basically. So it makes sense.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's, go ahead.
I'm sorry, the engineer's checking to make sure they have all the proper
They've already done it.
certifications and all of their references checked out.
Their references are good. They actually did, Precise Paving did Mill Station Park for us quite a few years ago. I'm not sure what year that was in, but they did do that work.
I think it was like 2013, 2014.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but
Somewhere in there.
they do have a history with the town. They actually did the final paving on Hayden and Hyde for Piapi.
Okay, so they were a
So-
subcontractor on Hayden and Hyde.
Yep.
Okay.
So, I'm good with it, if you guys are.
Yeah, and personal experience with the company is actually a very high on the bucket list of, you know, things to tick off for the IG's office when they're gonna hire, so.
I'm sorry?
For the Inspector General's office for procurement purposes,
Right.
personal experience with a company can either make or break a bid. So it's one of the things that they
Okay, yeah, I
tick
mean,
off.
we've got nothing but positive comments back from the Hayden Hyde
Absolutely.
either, so.
Yeah, no, I'm-
And the little park is held up pretty well, because I know,
Yep.
I was down there not that long ago.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I feel good about it.
Okay, all right, so can I get a motion to accept the bid from Precise Paving for the Central Street project?
I'll give you a motion to accept the bid from Precise Paving Company.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's a wrap.
So I don't have the documents ready for you guys to sign yet. And I
Okay.
believe town council should review the whole contract, is that right?
Yes.
Can I get a motion to allow the chair to sign on behalf of the board following the legal review of the contract?
I will make a motion that the chair can sign the contract as a review by the legal people.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Or did we wanna authorize you to do it?
It's your call.
Okay.
Six,
We already did it.
6 of one, half
We
dozen
already
of
did
the
it, I'll
other.
just run over
It's
and do
already
it,
done.
just call me
So-
when we've got it.
Okay.
So I got some other, so that's for the sidewalks, Route 9 intersection. But then the final, the milling and paving for the road portion of it, we're gonna do in-house through our annual bid contract.
Okay.
So I do have an estimate for that. So the number I just told you, 679,555, is not the total cost of the town.
Okay,
We still need, so the paving number's tough, because it's changing all the time with
Right.
oil and stuff, but, roughly 90,000 to
Okay.
pave it and mill it. And that's not with escalation either, so don't take that number for a final price tag.
okay, but we would have to do that with any one of those quotes, right?
Well, we're using our annual contract, so we're already under contract with Hold and Trap Rock.
Okay.
Yes, that's not included in any of the bids.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That's what I was
sorry
asking.
about that.
Okay,
So basically, I have a rough number here. The total project cost should come in around 850.
okay,
That's what I'm estimating
Estimating.
at this point.
okay. So,
That, you know,
and isn't we have the grant money sufficient to cover it, or what's the gap gonna be?
no, we were talking about using ARPA money for that gap,
Okay. Yep,
as long as that's still something we can do,
alternative.
but, yep.
okay. What do we need to do in order to apply ARPA money to that project?
Just use it
Just
and
use it.
report properly.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
so
We
as
don't
long
need
as that can,
permission from ARPA. We just
Okay,
need
we
to
just need
apply
it-
it to a qualified project and
And that
report it
qualifies.
properly. Yes,
Yep.
it does now,
It
because
does
they changed
now.
the rules again.
yep, awesome. So,
All right.
that's a wrap.
so that's Central Street. And then we have RAP money that I wanted to talk about.
I signed all the paperwork. I
You did?
scanned it. It's gonna be emailed over first thing, probably Thursday morning, because I'm not here tomorrow.
Okay, well, I wanted to tell you my plan for that money.
Okay.
It's 120,000. We have a small need for a piece of equipment. It's a small price tag. It's a hot box, and there's a couple of reasons for that. It's for patching potholes, so you can pretty much eliminate cold patch, and instead you go to the asphalt plant and get hot mix, you put it in the thing, and you patch potholes. What you put in the hole stays in the hole, you know, and you can do it year-round. And there's no waste. Cold patch, you put it in the hole, and the next day it blows out, it's gone. So,
Is that what's used now, is the cold?
yeah, and that's all we can use, and you gotta use it in the winter, you gotta use it this time of year. If you go with a pickup truck to get mix at the plant, it's cold in an hour or so, and you end up throwing half of it away if you aren't fast enough, you know what I mean?
Right, and so the
So-
hot box allows you to maintain it
Yeah.
heated for what
for
period of time?
as long as you want. And there's another technique that you can do in the winter where you go to when the asphalt plant, sometimes they close in like December for a month or two. So you can buy what's called curb mix, and you buy it, you bring it back, you dump it on the ground, and that sounds crazy. You spread it out on your parking lot, let it cool. And then you pick it back up with the loader, put it in a pile, and then save it. And on a day in January when you got potholes everywhere and no one's open, you can put that in the hot box, heat it,
Remelt it, basically.
remelt it, and then the next day go out and patch potholes with it. And it's far superior to cold patch. So there's a lot of towns around us that have this and they do it. Brimfield has it, they do that technique that I just told you, and it works great. So this piece of equipment's about $20,000, it's used.
Oh, that's
There's
not bad.
there's two of them available right now, used for $20,000. They're $50,000 brand new.
Well, and actually at $20,000, that's actually below the threshold for a formal capital investment, isn't it?
It is.
I ju-
It's also, this has to be used, you can't do it this fiscal year, you have to do it next fiscal year.
As of July 1st, you mean? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you can't.
Yeah, I don't need to
incur
buy
any
it this week or
expense.
anything.
Okay,
It's-
because I
this is
didn't,
a
I
July
wasn't sure
fir-
if this was, because you said it's available now, I'm like, oh.
Well, it is, but I already talked to there's two of them available, two different companies, and they're aware of the whole, they know how the wrap money works and stuff, so.
All right, good.
Okay, and how much wrap money do we have?
Is it
total?
20,000?
120, so I'm spending 20 on that, and then I wanna do the hill on Rice Corner, the hill before the trailer park.
Yep,
I wanna do 2,000 or 3,000 feet of that road, just because that hill's getting bad,
it's raggedy.
yeah.
It's very raggedy.
And I don't know, I gotta fit the minimum of what these companies will come out and do into the money that we have to spend. So the money might be a little tight with 100,000
Well,
left.
let me ask you something though. So can the wrap be used to fund a portion, and could we use some other monies if you needed it in order to hit the minimum for the company, whether we use chapter 90 or
Yeah,
whether we use
I'm just
road
having
reconstruction?
The state has our chapter 90 requests a little bit messed up right now, so I'm having a hard time figuring out our
Are you aware of
exact balance.
No, I was not aware of
Well, I just found it out last week. We have a project request in right now for Central Street,
that, right?
but it's not showing. It's showing in the portal that we use to check our projects, but it's not showing on the state's balance for our chapter 90. So it's showing that we have like 298 available or something. I can't remember the exact number, but it's showing more than I think we actually have, because it's not showing the Central Street 140 that's been taken out. So I gotta figure that out
So
before I can.
that's not a horrible detrimental thing, that's just a
No.
matter of getting the pages.
I just don't wanna spend more money than we have, that's all.
Well, thank you for that, that's appreciated.
That'd be good.
Yeah, and I wish we had understood this though before we went into town meeting, because I would have encouraged you to put a little bit more in road reconstruction if we thought we were gonna need to supplement the wrap money.
So
to get-
so
But we didn't
I don't know if you
know
want.
about that. I
The,
mean,
the wrap money can be used on the hot box. You understand that, right?
No, I understand that. My comment is that if you're concerned that 100K is not gonna be enough to get in the minimum paving
Yeah.
distance required to get a good contractor in to do
Yeah,
that
it's just,
hill,
yeah,
then I just wanna make certain that we have some other appropriate source of funds to get that
Yeah.
project up. Cause you can always split the charge on a project like that. I would assume that you could pay part with wrap and part with another.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, you can supplement.
I just, and I probably will end up doing that. I just gotta iron out the
details.
details, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the goal is to pave the hill on Rice Corner
Yeah,
and buy the hot box. As long as that can happen, that would be my plan,
yeah, okay,
along with Central Street this summer, so.
yeah, yeah, that chunk of road is in bad shape.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. So,
What else you got going?
I brought this in case I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is an actual hard copy of the pavement management plan that we had done.
How many of these do you have?
I only got 2 right now tonight.
Okay,
I can get more.
okay. Anybody excited to read one?
I would like to read one,
Yeah.
believe it or not. Do you
Yeah,
want one?
yeah, but I can wait, I can wait.
This is also available online, and I
Okay.
can send you the link to it and all that. It's a
Yeah.
digital
Yeah.
form also. It may not be for tonight to totally
Yeah, if you,
discuss,
if you
but,
guys don't mind, I'm gonna keep one of the hard
yeah,
copies.
go right ahead.
Yeah, I'll read the online one.
Yep,
Just because I spend so much time on the computer that sometimes it's nice to have something in your hand to read.
yep. And this is just a little 2022 road work schedule. It's hard to read, I couldn't blow it up enough, I'm sorry.
That's what these are for.
Yeah,
That's what new eyes are for.
That's what you're, yeah.
How are the, just a question, how are the roads decided? Like, is that just kind of a plan?
no, well, that's why we had the pavement
Something
management
like that.
plan done,
Okay.
because they give, there's like a cost to benefit value breakdown in there, so it kinda tells us where we should spend the money first to get the best,
So do they rate the roads?
Oh, yeah.
There's a rating system?
Yeah,
and
we
then
have
you can
a-
decide based on the rating system.
yeah,
what
we
should
have an
be prioritized.
overall pavement quality rating,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we're in the 70s, which isn't too bad.
Yeah, just because I saw, was it 2 weekends ago, where a town fire truck tried to turn down a road, and they couldn't, and had to go all the way around.
Where was that, do you know?
Down on Warren and Town Farm Road.
Oh,
There's the crossroad
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
They tried to turn left, and they couldn't, had to go all the way
Yeah.
around. If you go from the other direction,
Yeah.
it's a steep incline, so they couldn't go up it.
yeah, I know, right,
So
right,
it's,
talking, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that
I know
is,
there's a bunch of roads around town like that, I just happened to see that one.
yeah,
But just kinda, was curious, like,
Yeah.
if that factors into the reports at all,
it's more like,
like with emergency access.
yeah, that is a problem, but we kinda look at the surface quality initially,
Gotcha.
because that's, deteriorates faster, but,
So this is a good start. One
Yeah.
of the things I would like to see you add is at least some target dates in terms
Okay.
of the period. right?
Okay.
So this is good, this gives us a list of like what we're looking at.
this is pretty much what's on the plan for the construction season, as
Yep.
far as dates, like,
Yeah.
so, like, October would be the cutoff, cause we gotta get into winter mode by then,
Right, right.
so, and this is over and
Although
above.
I would expect winter to be a little later this year and every year henceforth, so we'll see.
Hopefully,
It's coming
you never
earlier.
know.
I think it personally it's coming earlier this
Going
year.
earlier this
Yeah.
year?
Ryan, what is this on Quabog Street? It's rubber chip seal.
Yeah, so we did half the project last year, we did crack sealing, and then we paved that one section, and this is the final step of that whole process to do a surface treatment on the road.
Okay.
The only reason it hasn't been done yet is because I'm waiting for National Grid
Yeah, I
to
saw
get the
that.
drainage that they ruined fixed.
Okay. And so you're gonna use probably chapter 90 money for that?
Yeah, that money's already allocated for that.
For the, do you know if any of the tree work that's listed here will have negative impacts on the road that may have to come up in the future?
Generally,
Or is that
no.
in the report?
No, we're doing most of our tree work with actually a grapple saw crane.
Oh, okay.
So there's like hardly any impact to the road now.
Oh, cool.
Like every log is brought down to the ground, so
That's
that's
pretty
like
cool.
almost not an issue now.
Nice.
It's worked great.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And then that second page,
Yeah, so this is actually, this is a little hard to read, but this would be like the 5-year, like on the radar kind of roads.
What are,
I know at
Depth
one point there
repair.
was a discussion about, I'm sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So like a partial depth repair would be like a milling and then repaving.
oh, okay, okay.
Minor roadway would be just like a surface treatment, like a chip seal or a crack seal or something along those lines.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Yep.
At one point, there was a lot of talk about potentially doing some significant work on Molasses Hill. I take it that's off the menu for right now?
We did half of it already.
You did half of it.
Yeah, we did half of it. The other half,
You think is okay for now?
it is, yeah. There's not too many issues. It's holding together at this point. In the second, it's also gonna be expensive to do that second half eventually, so.
So are we looking at least maybe taking some additional swings at federal grant monies for the
Yeah, we're
second
gonna
half?
try to do any of that, grants, whatever we can to help with this, cause we got a list.
Yep,
And so the whole goal of the pavement management plan, in a nutshell, is to stay ahead of the, you know, so that you're not fixing all your roads and you're just starting over. You're actually trying to stay ahead of the whole cycle that happens. And a lot of that has to do with, you know, preventative maintenance kind of stuff. So before a road totally falls apart, you start paying attention to it much sooner. So that's actually the whole goal of that.
okay. And I take it for our roadway plan, what happened was the only private road included that piece of draper that's used that can access the wells, or? Just curious, because I was
I don't-
surprised to see any private on here at all.
There is private on there, you're saying?
There's one
They-
little chunk.
What's it say? Which one?
It says status private gravel 0.13 miles on there. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to flip through the whole thing to figure
Yeah,
out.
I'm not sure why. That shouldn't be on there. It should only be, chapter 90 accepted roads on that whole thing.
Okay. I didn't know if that was included just because it's a critical access.
It could
one
be,
direction.
but I'm not aware of that being the reason.
Okay.
But like on, say, a private road like that, if the road is in bad condition, and say if the neighbors, because I know one is down by me off of Quabog, if the neighbors chip in and they pay for a load of gravel, you'll go in and grade it for them, won't you?
Yeah, I think in the past we've done that, and I think because it's, I think
they
because
do
it's
it.
private, I think people have had to sign hold harmless agreements, but, that's a subject that could be discussed.
No,
For sure.
That was all, if say a private road, if it's gravel.
That's a gray area.
And if it has holes in it, the neighbors would all chip in for gravel, and then the highway would go down a level.
Rent a tractor.
So you haven't been doing it?
No,
Oh, okay, all right.
no, that gets sticky kind of here and there.
Yeah.
I think sticky for both sides.
Exactly,
A little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of risk on it, a lot of
Okay,
different levels.
It
with
hasn't been
it.
done in many years.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and I think part of it was because there are a couple of private roads that are actually critical access points for us, so
Yeah.
that's where it
I think
gets
they
kinda,
all
that's
are.
where it gets kinda tricky.
Yeah. Yeah, we could discuss that for sure at another time.
Yep, okay, thank you for that. Anything else we need to discuss tonight?
Nope.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir,
Yep, you're welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank
Good
you.
progress on the plans.
All right, good. See you
All
guys.
right, the next item on the
Alright, thank
agenda
I
is
like your plan.
a Chubb quote for Public Safety Protection Plus, covering 5 full-time police officers, 6 other police officers, and I guess the question there is, are we still gonna have,
We're not gonna still have, but unfortunately, we need to.
cover who we have right now?
We need to cover who we have right now, and when we get the new officers, they'll automatically be covered.
Okay,
I discussed this with my agent last week,
okay, great.
and the removal of the other officers and replacing them with the full-time officers, our full-time officers will still be covered. But if we don't do this now, because it's an
Right.
annual renewal, our
Right.
part-time officers won't be covered for the time that they're there.
Yeah, so we don't wanna
So
do
we
that.
have to do it this way.
Yep, okay, so can I get a motion to approve the, MIA quote for the Chubb coverage?
I will give you a motion to approve of the Meyer quote for the Chubb Club.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Looks like you can sign, or no? Or should I just sign it?
I can sign it, that's
Okay,
okay.
cool, we voted it.
It'll make
All right.
it easier.
So the next is appointments. So we've got the following appointments for CDBG Advisory Committee. We've got, Bruce Clark. Bill Simpson,
Junior or senior?
Jr., let me put that on there.
Okay.
Mary Lou Knight, myself, Beth Coughlin, and Ryan Point Brand. And that's it for CBDG. We've got, for engineer qualification committee, we've got Ryan Point Brand, Kelly Robbins, and Christopher Dunphy.
Yes.
Now, who is he?
He's a CDBG representative.
Oh, from
CMRPC.
CMRPC. Got it.
It's a lot of
Okay.
letters.
Yes, a lot of letters. So
He's
do-
the acronym guy for the acronym job.
So do I have a motion for, to approve all of those appointments?
I will make a motion to approve all of the appointments for the CDBG and also for the Engineer Qualification Committee.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, vacation prorating.
Okay, so we have some employees who started at the middle of the year. The town bylaw says that vacation will be calculated as of July 1st. So, my proposal is, so that they don't have to wait a year and a half to get their actual vacation, is that we calculate on July 1st a prorated amount based on when their anniversary date is, that they can actually take their vacation. So for instance, if you started work in September 1st,
Yep.
you have to work till the following September 1st. You've passed the July mark, but your 1 year mark is 3 months or 4 months after that.
Right.
So on July 1st, we say, okay, based on when you're getting your vacation, you have this many.
Is this something we should have fixed when we did all the bylaws at town meeting?
I wasn't aware of it at the time, but yes, it should have been fixed.
Okay.
So I'm proposing that you create a policy to prorate people who start in the beginning, somewhere other than the July 1st date, prorate their vacation based on the number of months up to the following July, then they'll be on the July cycle.
Okay.
So we're calculating it July 1st
Okay.
to take effect for September 1st in my hypothetical. For their first week, right?
So they don't receive it until they hit a year.
Until the
So we're
anniversary.
still technically complying. sort of.
Correct, but it's prorated to reflect the actual July to July date.
Got it.
And then as of July 1st, then they get the full week, the following year.
That makes
That's,
sense.
that's how mine is, like,
Yeah.
corporate jobs, it's prorated.
Yeah.
So,
Instead of having to like go a whole year without an
A whole year, and yeah,
Without
so
a
if
year.
you
Well, more
started
than a
in
year.
September,
Yeah.
they wouldn't be able to get their vacation.
A year
They'd
and a
work a
half.
whole year, and then they'd
Till the
work
following.
September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. They'd work an additional 9 months before they get that 1 week.
yeah.
So
No.
that's my
I
proposal.
think that's a good idea.
All right. So do we have a motion to support the prorated vacations proposal?
I'll make a motion to accept the prorating vacation.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. End of year municipal transfers. It looks like we have,
These have not gone to the ad committee yet,
Okay.
because of timing, so
yeah, the first one is, planning board clerk salary to planning board expense, $1,710, and that's for anticipated expenses for legal, advertising, consulting, and mailing costs. And then we've got another one from various, we've got from Board of Health Title V admin salary to community health program, from transfer station wages to Board of Health expense, Board of Health agent to Board of Health expense, and Board of Health clerk wages to Board of Health expense. And they need more money for health agent inspection services and permitting procedures, and short for the remainder of FY for communicable disease nurse, not COVID, for community health program.
I'm a little confused about the Board of Health clerk wages, because they have set hours, so why are they $630 under? Or are they moving that from,
They're moving it from clerk wages to Board of Health expense.
oh, my bad, I read it backwards, I
Yep.
get it, okay, yeah, I was like, how did they go $630 hours
Yeah,
over?
no.
Okay,
So, do we have a motion for those transfers?
I'll make a motion to, accept the year-end transfers from the planning board and the board of health.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right. Next item is, selectmen's minutes that were previously emailed for 5-3 and then in 2 sets and then,
2 sets of 5, 3.
the 5-3 and then the 10-24-17. So, do I have a motion to?
Yes. I would like to make a motion to approve the selectmen's minutes from 5/3/22 and 2 sets from 10/24/17.
Second?
I thought it was 2 sets for the 5-3.
Yeah, it is with 5, 3, Linda.
What?
It's 5, 3, 22, 2 sets, and then 10, 24, 17.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll remake that.
Just not clear the way I wrote it.
Approve selectmen's minutes from 5/3/22, 2 sets, and then from 10/24/17.
Do you have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so then we're just acknowledging the minutes, gonna get a motion to acknowledge the minutes from the Cultural Council from 5/9/2022.
I make a motion to acknowledge the cultural council minutes from 5/9/22.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then old business, we've got 2 job descriptions, one for the cable coordinator and
This
one
is
for
not
the
the
all
right
boards.
job description.
Okay,
This is not the right job description for the all boards clerk.
all right.
Nope, I sent you the wrong one. If this is the one I emailed you, I didn't send you the right one.
So do we need to table this for,
I know it's not, I'm
Okay.
looking at it.
No,
It's
but I'm
not the
saying
right
maybe,
one.
okay.
do you, I mean?
Oh, wait, maybe I grabbed the wrong one.
Yeah, that's
What
I'm
are yours
thinking.
saying?
I think hers looks a little different.
Yeah,
No, that's.
that's not the one. Give me that.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, it looks.
Yes, I sent her the right one. I just put the
Yay.
wrong one in my own packet. Yeah.
Outstanding.
This is why I should let Karen do my packet. Okay. Thanks.
Wow. Hmm. Okay, so it looks like we've got the all boards clerk. Duties include but not limited to posting agendas for open meeting law, onboarding new members, assisting with daily tasks including mail, photocopying, scanning, response to inquiries, ZBA, making sure they meet all the deadlines, Conservation Committee, all of the processing the petitioner applications, NOIs and other processes, Planning Board, again with petitioners' applications, deadlines, communicating to the Planning Board, right, processing information, accounts payable and accounts receivable, turning over to the town treasurer. So would this person need to be bonded then to do that type of work? If they're gonna do any AP,
They don't
AR?
actually accept the money, I don't believe. I believe that goes through Mike. Is that correct? No, for planning board, it's not? Okay. So then, yes,
Sometimes.
then yes, they would need to be bonded.
Okay,
We were always told when we talked about.
Yeah, it says right in there, must be able to be bonded. I know I added that.
does,
We used to have, we were always told when we used to ask for bonding, like, you know, say for the water department or them at the landfill when they're collecting money. And we were always told that it was under an umbrella policy.
There is no umbrella policy, I checked. I checked with the
Good,
insurance
I'm glad.
companies, I checked with town council, and I checked with the bonding companies. There's no umbrella policy.
there's no such thing
Well, see, that is
anymore.
what we
Yeah.
were told before.
It may have been in the past that way, but
So
that's not the way
I'm
it
glad that
is
you
now.
did, because I feel anybody accepting money should be bonded.
Agreed.
Yes.
Great. Okay, so can we get a motion to accept this all boards clerk job description?
I'll make a motion to accept the all boards clerk job description.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, then Brookfield Cable Coordinator position description. studio falls under, I'm gonna just read the headers, studio management, content creation, content scheduling and management, volunteer training, recruitment and outreach. And it lists a number of qualifications.
We have 3 access channels?
Huh, what?
Technically, yeah.
Oh, wow, I don't have TV, so I don't,
You
I didn't
wouldn't
know we
know.
had 3 access channels.
So. And I can read the individual bullets to you, but then folks can read it for themselves. Studio management is largely making sure it all works. And to recommend enhancements to the equipment and supplies. Provide timely reports about the status there too. My word of the day. Let me know when you're all ready. We can vote it.
Now, were these two the personnel board will have to,
Yes, this is what the meeting is about
Okay.
next week.
my motion?
Yep.
I
Please.
move that we, a motion that we may accept the Brookfield Cable Studio Coordinator position
A second?
description.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we've received a progress for the town meeting articles. It looks like we have a completion statement on the walking path for Lewis Field,
Yes,
and it came in under budget.
it did.
And just for the record, the original budget was less than the 140,000 that was allowed by the grant. So,
Yes.
although from the sounds of it, trying to level the playing field may wind up eating all of the budget that we have allocated for it, but that is the nature of dirt work.
It is, it is. One of the things that I would like to ask, because of the size, the width of the walking path, is that we put boulders at either end to prevent, I don't know, someone youthful driving down there on the new walking path and possibly damaging it with a vehicle.
If you think there's a risk to that, I have absolutely no objection to
There's
putting
I don't
a
even.
couple
There's a
of,
risk to that.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a good place to go necking.
Well, they could, they,
I don't know if anybody even knows what
It's-
that term means anymore.
I
but-
do, that's really funny. Well, I would make a facetious comment that somewhere about 20 years ago, they took a bunch of granite from the, in front of the house that I currently own, that's probably still sitting out back of the highway barns. If they wanna make it pretty boulders, they can feel free to use that granite. So,
Nice, nice. I will ask Ryan to place boulders.
yes, thank you. That sounds like a good plan, but it was basically $95,000, we got 70% reimbursement, and so it cost the town $28,000 to put that in.
That's not bad, that's good.
It's a nice path. I've used
It's
it.
a nice path, and it's a nice enhancement, I think, to what we're offering to the town
It
there.
might be worthwhile to talk with the rec committee about a usage sign or something similar to what they
Ooh.
have for the playground.
Yeah,
Well, I know that there are required signs that Kathy just got and they're being put up, but I'm not
Okay.
sure. I think it might be just, we did this with
Yeah,
this group.
like
and-
the playground has that, but I noticed another one that was like, either expected usage of the playground or proper usage or something like that.
Okay, and you had discussed at a prior meeting having like a ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yeah, Kathy had talked about.
Would you, actually, I think it was Beth.
Was
It was
it
Beth's
We
idea
brought it up
to
at a
do
meeting, yeah.
the
Kathy had-
ribbon cutting ceremony.
Kathy had
so-
brought that up also to me.
yeah,
So,
yeah, it's just, I think it would be good
would you
to-
like to schedule that?
why don't we try to schedule that? What do we wanna use for a date? Hmm,
Weekend, I would imagine.
yeah, let's do,
You had, local sports are done this weekend, I believe,
okay.
other than that like basketball.
So
court
why don't
stuff,
we
but-
all check your calendars and
Right.
get back to me, and we'll reach out to the rec committee and
Yeah, why
see.
don't we reach out to the rec committee and get some recommendations from them?
Yeah. I know the,
That's how you
local
can.
Girl Scout troop was just repainting, and they did a lot of work down there too.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, and I meant to thank Ryan while he was here. Can you send him a thank you note for painting that stinking crosswalk at White's Landing? It's been there for months, but I keep forgetting to say something to him about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of painting.
Yeah, but it might be worthwhile to invite the Girl Scouts,
Yeah,
since
that
they
would be
just
good.
redid, I mean, it looks fantastic down there.
Yeah, and thank them for the work that they did
Yeah.
down there. Yeah, as part of the ribbon cutting, that would be great.
Yeah.
Would you wanna preside over that, Linda, the ribbon cutting?
Yeah.
Is that something that you'd like to do?
Invite girls. Anybody else? We'll put it in the paper, see if we can get Senator Goby to pop down?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
nice. We want
Yeah,
to
especially where it was a state
Yeah.
grant that helped us out with that.
make sure we have Kathy here that day too, because you know Kathy was the one that got us the grant.
So, awesome. And then it looks like we've got some correspondence from the county of Plymouth, offering us ticket processing services. Have we talked to the chief about that?
No. They wanna do parking tickets, but it's just correspondence, so it's on your list.
Oh,
It's-
that's silly.
It's for parking tickets. They're
That's
just.
silly.
I think they just sent a letter out to every municipality
Yeah.
within
Plymouth.
their range.
Yeah, well, if we were big enough that, like, we had more than, like, probably a dozen tickets
Well,
issued every
Yeah,
year,
like-
it might be worth it to contract for services, but I think it's,
I don't think I've ever seen a ticket on a car.
I actually have gotten one.
Oh.
When we first started with, we had the street signs that you couldn't
Park,
park
April through
April
November.
through November. And
Or
people-
November through April, yeah.
And people were there, when I was clerk and I did mic'd up and that. And I had so many of these coming in. And then if they didn't come in and pay it, it was marked at the registry.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, they were coming, we made quite a bit of money on that when we first started.
Yeah. I don't think I ever had to pay one, but I think I've gotten at least one warning.
Well,
I know I've had a ticket on the windshield.
Well,
I think
people-
they
My
took
only
words
ticket I
down.
got in Maine, they said, we can only have one car at the hotel. Ooh, you should have told us that before we drove in 2 different cars. Go park 3 miles down there in this street. And I did, and he got me a ticket. I was like,
All right,
it was fun.
so can we get a motion to adjourn?
Sure.
Make a motion to adjourn at 7:53.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.